There's certain golf courses that just, they're really good, right? Really, really smart people tell you through publications these are the best golf courses in the world. Pebble Beach, maybe Whistling Straits, Royal County Downs, St. Andrews, Royal Portrush. They're really good. They're really good. So when I got to play Royal County Down, it was not unlike when I played Bandon Dunes, which was in 2019, which I oddly booked a tee time 1 month before visiting there, which now seems crazy, even though that wasn't that long ago. What I experienced at Royal County Down was I knew none of the holes. I went in blind, and it reminded me of Bandon Dunes. When I went in, and I knew I was going to play a really good golf course, but I had no clue what I was in store for. And that might be the best type of golf. So join me as I give you my review of Royal County Down, a personal favorite of mine, and I'd be a real prick if I didn't say that. For this vlog, I'm not going to talk about how much it is because it's a lot, right? You're going to fly from America, if you're American, to Royal County Down. If you're from Ireland, you're going to go there and it's still going to be a lot. It's a lot, right? We'll put this in, it's a lot. Is it Shadow Creek a lot? Basically, right? Because you're going to have to travel just for it. So the random person who plays golf is probably not going to be researching Royal County Down unless they live near Royal County Down. This is one of the best golf courses for a reason. And it's one of the most beautiful golf courses. It's a golf course that it's a darn shame that it wasn't closer to me because it's one that I wish I could know better because it seemed like when I was playing it, it gets better with time. It's got an old friend vibe to it in that sense. What's neat about it is, and next week, which we'll get into at the end of the video, I'm going to go to Port Stewart, which is, I think, often compared to it. And I even thought to it. Fried Egg, right? I reference these really, really good publications that are vastly more professional than me. Fried Egg podcast did something at Royal County Down, and Andy Johnson, I think his name, Andy Johnston, something of that nature, right? Nice guy, right? Seems like a nice guy. He was talking about how the course weaves through the sand dunes as opposed to Port Stewart as a different, it's like going through them as opposed to more intricate golf architecture layout, which was interesting to hear. But for me, what was so nice was the way it blends in to the sand dunes with such lovely features around it. It felt like a garden. Everything about this course felt like a baller ass garden, like a really fancy garden. You go to the putting green and there's people drinking tea right by the putting green. It feels sophisticated. It feels like a British murder mystery show, an Irish murder mystery show. It's like sophisticated. The driving range, they take you in a buggy down to the driving range. Everything is elegant, yet it's subtle sophistication. The way I can best say that is oftentimes really, really fancy things are sleek, compact, and not showy. They don't have to show you how expensive they are. The elegance of the item is part of the expense. That is Royal County Down. It is elegant. Everything about it is what you would want from a top tier golf course, right? The golf holes, for me personally, the big thing about this course is the blind shots. So when I got to Ireland, everyone's like, you haven't had any true blind shots. And to many Irish people and golfers in general, Royal County Down is the number one golf course for blind shots. It has the most unique blind shots, some might say. Most iconic blind shots. You're hitting maybe 70, 80 yards back, 150 yards back of a blind shot with no reference point. I love my stroke savers. I'm a old soul in that part. Like, I love looking at a map in my hand like I'm Indiana Jones and going through a golf course. I'm not as big of a fan of a caddy because, look, caddies are great. It's cool. It's fun to do it, but you're relying on how well do you communicate as people. If you get someone that you don't like to communicate with, now you're in trouble, right? That's your navigator. I like him. Stroke saver. This is the course where you have a stroke saver. You better watch and match up where your ball is going at some points. But what's nice about the blind shots here is it's wide typically. The day I played it, it wasn't windy. Also to note, in Scotland, the greens are slow. In Ireland, the greens are pretty fast, or comparable at least to America, which is, I think, something people should know, that Royal County Down is very, very good in terms of green speed. Everything about this course is what you want this course to be, right? So if this is your bucket list for your 40th, your 50th, your 60th, your 100th, it's going to be what you want, unless you have a terrible experience with someone, which I highly doubt you would, because this is like basically the greatest day of most people's lives, getting the opportunity to play a piece of property like this. Now, the back nine, which I'm not going to show you as much of, after you get through the seaside holes and you kind of go more inland, the end of the course doesn't finish strong. And I think that's one thing that kind of hurts it for me, is that it doesn't finish as strong as I would have hoped. Well, let's get to my footage and then let's finish up. So you're at a special place when this is like the pro shop. This is literally the pro shop. That's members entrance, and then to the left is the guest entrance. It looks like a garden, and the putting green is over by that. That is the putting green. So this gives you perspective when I was saying that. This is the putting green that you're looking at right here. It's elegant. It reminds me of like Spyglass on steroids. Spyglass feels like a course that's in a rich guy's backyard. Arguably it is. This is how the course just subtly blends into nature. And I think that's what I overlooked. And looking back and giving this some time after my travels, just seeing how the bunkers and the sand dunes go into the earth. I'm sounding like a hippie, but it's true, and it gets me excited. It kind of blends into the landscape very nicely, but then it has that, I don't want to say artificial, but it's so pristine. So you get that really great golf experience where it blends itself into nature, but then you have the highest level of maintenance, and those typically are exclusive. You typically either get courses that think a lot about design or not. Now I know that's funny. Now those zebra poles pop up where you have blind shots, and then that's your reference point. So there's just a zebra pole that'll be out there. I can't remember all these different shots. Now this is what you look at when you go towards the mountain. You're walking down these beautiful green Hogan's fairways. These are the bunkers. It always feels as though every photo you take, it's like Stephen Shore, right? He just took photos of gas stations and they turned out to be iconic photos. You just take a flick here, every photo's good. I wouldn't say anything's exceptionally crazy difficult. Look at that. Who is that? That's me from the thumbnail. How cool is that? I think that's pretty cool. I'm just standing there with my driver. Let's get the whole archive of this. We'll call that the cheesy. But this is one of the iconic holes. You tee off further back, and then you hit down this hill, and you can't actually see your ball. I laid back because, I'm me. And then you've got this shot, and then if you look subtly, there's sand dune right, there's trouble left, and there's a bunker in front, so you have to fly your ball in. Just really interesting stuff, and it's kind of a steep hill. Now you get to see it from that lower tier. Here's something that you guys have probably been really, really wanting to see. Lukie hit a bunker shot at Royal County Down. I know that you guys are requesting it. We're going to give it to you all natural. Look at this. Look at the golf etiquette with Mr. Lukie. Gets the rake. Makes the lie better. Love to see it. Love a little fibbing. And look at that. A little heavy out, but I got out. And now look at this. We're at a fancy golf course. I don't want to ruin anyone's experience. You better believe I raked it. That's right, Buck. I did it. And then this is just kind of some of that landscape, the intersection of how that course, not just Gorsk, but like just a natural environment goes along with a very, very pristine course. Such a unique design, right? And just looking back on this makes me smile because I'm really, really lucky to have experienced such a course like this. And here's some more of just these shots that you hit. And the holes, I will say, with the lack of experience, it's kind of like Troon to an extent. Here's another Lukie shot. I think I hit this one into the trap way right. I think I looked up and it's like into that far right bunker. It's not a good shot, but hey, whatever. At Troon, there's a lot of holes where if you don't play them a lot, they could blend in. Royal County Down kind of gave me that vibe too, but the only difference being that I I don't know. I just I, the landscape this course sits in might be the difference. So this hole, there's a funny story. I hit a great drive. It's not this one. It's coming up. Oh, another Lukie shot. I don't even remember this shot. We'll say this is for a 7 because that's better, right? We'll say I'm going for like a triple bogey because if I'm like, oh yeah, I drove it here. We'll pretend I'm doing the worst ever. I'm doing a lot of chopping shots. I wonder what that vibe was about. I don't even remember. So I believe this is the short par 4, and I hit a really good drive on this, and I thought I got a hole in one on a par 4. And you're going to see my shot up here because I'm going to brag. I think this is it. This would be super embarrassing if that's not that one because I'm doing like a segment to lead you into it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. I'm looking at the timeline. Yeah, this is it. So I hit it. I hit a cut. It went back there. I'm like, okay, this is going to be sick. And come on, get there, get there, get there. Yep, that's the ridge. I had it. It just cut. It almost went in the bunker. It got up on that ridge. I thought it would be really close, and it was right there. Made the eagle putt. And that is also, like, I hate to say it, when you have a special moment on a great course, you're always like, oh, I really like it. And then when we get to Portrush, there's a lot of, oh, I don't really like it. And a lot of it's just how I played. Let's hear me talk at the back end. So that's Royal County Down. It's a really, really special place. It's a unique golf course. It's one of the best ones. It's kind of strange that the video games haven't had it featured more because it really felt like a golf course that, like, in terms of like playing a video game, people would love to play because it just looks freaking beautiful. In many ways, it's like a Lynx style version without the grandiose nature of like a Wolf Creek golf course. It's like what I think of in my mind as like a perfect Lynx experience. As we'll get to later on, maybe January 1st will be when I release that one. But St. Andrews, in many ways, I prefer Royal County Down over St. Andrews. Now, there's reasons for that, and maybe one of the reasons is the wind was a little up when I played St. Andrews Old Course, and when I played County Down, it wasn't. But there is a unique feature about Irish golf. Feels a lot like Northern California golf, but with bigger sand dunes. And there's something about playing some of these great Irish courses that are just really, really special. That being said, it's pretty pricey. So this is not a course that I think you get to play every year unless you just absolutely love this course or you're not too worried about the price point. But I think for most people, this is going to be a course that you're going to really look forward to playing, and it's going to live up to the hype. It's going to be exceptional. I hope this blog did it justice, and I hope you got to see some of the sights and sounds. In the comments section or in my description, I've linked the fried egg coverage. Once again, they flew drones and they have better perspective. The guy grew up playing golf. I mean, I started really playing golf in 2019, played for like 2 years as a child. So sometimes it's fun to hear those perspectives because that's kind of like the grizzled veteran come up through the golf circuit, like all their friends are golf guys. All my friends are like people that punch each other and stuff. So sometimes I'm coming from a perspective of like a kid in a candy store that doesn't really have differing opinions. It might be like if they were trying to do boxing opinions, it might not mean as much to many people because they basically would just be too friendly and they wouldn't be able to speak to an audience. So I put that in there for you. Next week, I'm headed to Port Stewart. Check it out. I hope you like it. We're on a little Euro wave. I am back. So Port Stewart next week. And as always, if you like the content, be sure to like this video, tell a friend to tell a friend, leave a comment on where I should go next. You never know. We got just a spoiler alert. And for those leaving comments, you might get on one of these big dog videos like a Royal County Down. We're going to be heading to Marin. We're going to be doing a lot of those courses in the coming months. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to be doing that. Maybe I'll do that comparison video of all those courses that were listed a week ago, Indian Valley and Peacock Gap and all those. So that's coming soon. Do you guys want to see Ranch Part 2 golf vlog? I went up there like 4 years ago, but I guess people are like not liking it. So let me know, and I will be glad to give you guys more content and gals. So it's Lukie. I'm at the links, and this was me reviewing one of the greatest golf courses in the world, Royal County Down. And if you love golf and you love this channel, please go out of your way to play this course at one point in your life.